Like and subscribe right now, or you're going to have terrible luck for the next week. Every now and then many people do everything they can to be on the good side of luck. Unnameable few find themselves face to face with unparalleled jolts of luck, and just when we thought we'd seen the luckiest of them, all these incidents flew by. Take a seat, they're noblemen, because today we will be talking about the top 10 terrifying close calls caught on camera. Are you one of those people who like to look through the window of a train as it passes by a forest tram? Do you get some fresh air? Well, wait until number 1 for the big holy smokes. Number 10. Sliced. You see, that man is a resident in Riyadh, and he happens to like walking a few distances after working hours. After each long day, he must have followed the same route. But on this particular day, things didn't go the usual way because he almost got sliced in half. As he walked down the narrow path in front of the restaurant beside the main road, a stray glass pane missed his head by only a few inches. We bet that glass was sharp, and even if it wasn't getting smashed on the head by a glass falling out of God knows how high, would pretty much have landed him in a hospital for almost a week at the very least. Before moving to the next number, we just want small favor from you. Like and subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to get 1 week good luck for you. Try this, it really worked. Number 9. Dangerous slam. Every demolition work always carries a fair share of risk, most of which you'd expect to follow the workers themselves. Because, after all, anything can happen when you're around heavy boulders, steel, or even trees. But in this video from October 4, 2018, we see a Lewisham worker filling a tree in Adelaide Avenue in the afternoon. Everything seems in order, and the machine was working fine. But unfortunately, he had forgotten to put a road sign to warn oncoming vehicles of the risk the falling tree might pose in the meantime. A few moments later, that regrettable mistake led to a situation you have to see to believe. Just when a road user was passing by the area, the tree plummets to the ground towards the road, nearly breaking the unsuspecting cyclist's head. If not for quick thinking that made him dock a bit, plus a huge stroke of luck, it's easy to see how another inch of miscalculation could have landed the cyclists in the critical wing of the hospital if it didn't cost him his life. Number 8. Road prank. Yet another shocking surveillance footage that will blow your mind off and make you reconsider playing with your friend on the road. This one was recorded in April 2018 in Poland. In this video we see two best friends walking by the road one mid-afternoon. Only God knows what the two were saying when suddenly one of them shoved the others so hard that she dabbled across a busy street the same time a bus was speeding past. For a moment there we thought the huge will the bus crushed her, considering how close her head was to the tires, but seeing how fast she stood up we realized she came out. And the pusher, realizing the severity of what she had done, she hugged her friend. Number 7. Fast legs. This dashcam footage is from Vietnam 2018, and it shows a driver heading towards a U-turn when a trailer suddenly lost control a few meters away from him. You can see on the vehicle flew over the road divider before smashing into several cars and trees. That's quite lucky for the driver because that was the precise spot he would have parked his car. However, the luck of the driver with the dashcam is not what you should marvel at. You probably didn't see it at first, but look closely. Did you see the woman running with everything she's got away from the damaged hotspot with a baby in her hand? Now that's a close call. But you wouldn't know how close it was until you pay closer attention to these two things from the video. 1. She escaped the direct upshot from the truck, which missed her by an inch. And then again she managed to outrun the violent blow from the displaced car, smiling from behind. Number 6. Drop it off. Remember those times when adults advise youngsters to be careful what they pick up from the floor, no matter how curious they are about it, because some things might just kill them? Well, these wise men weren't kidding, and on that note, in this section, we talk about sports history starting from a local match in the Iranian city of Isfahan. The match looked tense as the referees tried to sort out the rightful team due for a particular throw-in, so some of the players began to close in on them for the final call. But as the midfielder Radel Cole approached, he stumbled across a small object that he thought could injure a fellow player, but as he dropped, it turned out to be a homemade grenade. If he had held back a few seconds later than he did, he could have lost his whole entire arm. To date, it's still a bit vague how and why a grenade made it onto the pitch, but it definitely was a close call for the players and the officials. Just see how they ran. Number 5. Skate crash. They ride on anything from skyscrapers to narrow pavement, and then they post it all on the internet, especially on YouTube, for people to watch, like, and comment on. But no matter what you do, expert or not, don't ever try out your stunts anywhere close to the road. You might not get as lucky as Cody Davis, a professional skateboarder who tried that same unfortunate feat on this day caught on camera. Davis was out with his friends to make a video for his fan base, hoping to showcase several extreme stunts for people to hail at. But as he jumped out on his board, he dabbled across the road the same time a car was speeding by. Luckily, only his skateboard got smashed by the vehicle, barely missing his leg and his whole body. If he had been a few more inches, staggered off the road. Number 4. Trained. Aside from solving crimes, surveillance cameras have allowed people to capture all sorts of close-call footage that would otherwise only be recounted in reserved stories and anecdotes. And without them, many people wouldn't have believed that these incidents happen in life. In this video, we see a brave or stupid teenager who thought it would be a boatload of adrenaline to cross the rail tracks a few distances away from an oncoming train. And just seconds after he pulled this daredevil stunt, this happened. You can see how dangerously close he came to being mauled by the train, and we're sure that's way more than he'd bargained for. Ordinarily, this would have been the last thing he ever lived to do, but due to a sheer stroke of luck and his mama's prayer to a god, he managed to escape, becoming a trained graffiti with a tiny little bit and a second away from death. Before we move on, I've got a little challenge for you that'll take me 5 seconds to complete. So here's the deal: you just leave a like on this video, smash that subscribes button and hit the notification bell, and you'll get 15 years of amazing luck. Try it, it really works. Number 3. Bicycle encounter. We all try to take extra care when crossing the road, even with the zebra crossing, but not every time things work out for everyone. And while many of us made it safely across, some people, like this bicycle man, only managed to escape with their life. After making sure to look left and right for the road to clear up, that man felt it was safe to cross, but as he moved to the other end, 2 vehicles, a truck and a red car, collided right in front of him. Both cars came at the peddler not once, but twice before his own fear and imbalance knocked him off his bicycle. But despite the brutal collision with the exposed man right at the center of everything, he appeared to escape with nothing other than a broken arm, and the story he'll never forget. Number 2. Mega hole. What's the worst thing you think can happen to you while driving on the road? You may be thinking of getting smashed by another vehicle, or a helicopter falling right above you. Well, those are part of it, and you can also add getting caught up in violent protests to this list because, well, it all happens. But have you ever imagined a situation where the very road you're driving on collapses right under you? You probably haven't. Likewise had this set of Japanese road users driving along the Fukuoka highway, when suddenly a massive hole measuring 98 feet wide, 50 feet deep swallowed 5 different lanes on a major road. Although the road had been in pretty bad shape for a week before the incident, people still used it. Somehow it managed to calm down for that moment, so nobody died. But what's more spectacular about the incident is that it took less than a week for the Japanese contractors to repair and reopen it to the public. Number 1. Train hit. Going by the name Sarah, she was taking a train ride across an unnamed rail track in the Dambulla Matale of Sri Lanka. On this day, October the 5th of 2016, she decided to film herself while leaning outside the carriage, but in the daredevil attempt to get a nice shot for her blog, she was nearly smashed by a pile of rock. As we watched the clip, it's clear that Sarah was excited as she swirled her body with her hands held to the handle. But hanging tight to that is not the only precaution she needed to take. Just a few moments into the video, you can see how she managed to dodge the extended branches rubbing through her face. Until suddenly a massive rock dashed across her head at such proximity she would have been crimson between the small space. But thankfully she was fast enough to make the close call. The next day she took to her social media page with that very video she tagged "I'm one happy girl to be alive." Which one of these close calls showed the luckiest? Have you ever recorded any near-miss videos? Which do you want to share? Let us know in the comments section down below. Share this video with your friends to encourage them. Always remain vigilant and avoid daredevil situations because sometimes some things might just be too close. Like this video and subscribe to our channel. Press the bell icon for more upcoming videos.